This is a city. Some call it Denton, Texas.
We call it ReaperLand. Weird. And it still says Brother Dave. Ah, weird. Can you guys hear me? Welcome. Hello? Hello? My thing's not working. Let me refresh this. Laptop to X3. Green screen. Oh, that's why. I was in the wrong scene. And that's probably why I couldn't hear it. Okay, cool. Welcome, everybody. It's Friday. Messing around with some cool stuff. Hey, Rings, what's up? Haven't seen you in a while. I saw that you've been painting. I saw you last night in chat last night, too. Saw you've been painting again. Welcome back. Oh, my gosh. It's starting already. Why me? Why are Fridays always the worst? Funny story this morning. So I was messing around with some stuff. Last night before ReaperLive, I know if you weren't there, but last night I was messing around with some of the stuff on the back end of vMix, and I've been wanting to try to figure this out for a while, and I finally figured it out. And today I was figuring out a way to do it, but I think going forward, on Reaper Lives and stuff, like when people ask questions and stuff in chat, I'll be able to do this. You guys might have seen it in the preview, the starting soon. This right here. So instead of like us trying to read chat very like small and stuff on the screen and chat flying by, I'll be able to save things like this. That way I can pull the question up on the screen that we're talking about. So, you know, if somebody asks a question, I can pull it up like this on the screen and I can change them. So if somebody asks a question about Kickstarter or the new release or something like that, I'll be able to pull it up on the screen like this, and then I can take it away. Oop, there we go. So that's going to be very nice. Like David DeWeer here, I can pull up his message. Good afternoon, peeping reapers. So it's just right there on the screen. It's badass. I can customize this on how it looks. Obviously, it has the person who said it, what your message was, and then what your profile picture is, and then what platform it came from. So I can pull from Twitch, I can pull from Twitter, I can pull from YouTube chat, things like that. So I can pull it up. That's very cool. I know what you meant, rings. But yes, it's going to be very nice, especially kind of for things like that. It updates every minute. So, or not every, it updates every 5 seconds. So, what is the speed of the yellowtail swallow? So, it's going to be very nice to be able to pull things up whenever we need it. So, it'd be like, hey, if anybody has any questions, put them in chat now, kind of an idea, and I'll be able to, grab them. Then I can go back, I guess. How do I do that? Oh, over here. There we go. Just making sure. Oh, cool. All right. Sorry, I'm messing around with new toys. Let me get this. Turn it off the screen. So now I have a way to do that on this iPad with everybody's messages. And I couldn't get it to work right before the show yesterday because I only had about an hour and I was messing around with it. But I think that's going to be very cool going forward. Me being able to remote into that PC and be able to do it, plus pull up some cool stuff over here. Let me make sure I can do this right. Cool new toys. Cool new toys from Rings, right there. And if I do this for Twitter and things like that, there'll be a space for a picture. So, like, if there was a picture that goes along with the comment that somebody posted on Facebook or something like that, it'll show up right here. Well, however, I customized it. So I think that's cool. That's a fun little thing I wanted to show off and thing that I've been working on. Yeah. See, I have chat back here still. That's normal. But just messing around with some new toys on what to do up here. But yeah. How's everybody's week been going? This is another week at Reaper, just a normal week. This week I had a bunch of molds to make. It goes kind of in waves since we have Christmas coming up and we have the new Christmas toys, the new Christmas models, the 12 days being transferred over to the Bones USA plastic, and some of the December new releases and stuff like the Snapping Turtle and all that stuff it started coming across my desk. So I've been doing that. So I haven't been able to catch up on a lot of stuff that I need to, particularly the Reaper Challenge League tickets. So the tickets are still outstanding. I'll get to those probably on Monday. Let's see. Let me address this. Speaking of Christmas, I'll pull it up. Speaking of Christmas, where should we send Christmas cards to Reaper? 9062 Teasley Lane. The Tees, that's the Reaper address. 9062 Teasley Lane, I believe. Denton, Texas. 76210, I believe is the zip code. But yeah. Today we're going to kind of review the pictures that I showed off last night of the warehouse. We're going to talk about those for a second. And then we're going to look at people's work in progress models, because I think that'll be a fun thing to do. Dr. Bob. Dr. Bob says, also speaking of Christmas, will there be another Reaper Xmas ornament? I don't think so. I haven't heard anything about it, but I'll bring it up to Ron on Monday. He's out today, but we have a meeting every Monday and Wednesday. I'll see. I'll see on Monday. I'll ask him on Monday about that. Happy Friday, everybody. Yep, just another day in Reaper. It's kind of quiet here today. We've had the fans off because normally when it was summertime, it was very hot in this warehouse, so we've had the fans on. But it's been kind of eerily quiet because we haven't had the fans on. So it's been kind of eerily quiet here for a little while. Hey, darling. You can see some new tools here. Look, it's Darling. Darling Creep Show. Popping up on the bottom down there. Spooky Friday the 13th. That's right. Spooky Friday the 13th. That's pretty cool. Now that I can have this chat overlay. That's very fun. Let's see, Dr. Bob. It would be groovy. I have 2 or 3 of them from the years past. Yeah. No skeletons being posed around the factory yet. No skeletons being posted around the factory this year that I've seen. Not yet. We recently last week just finally got the ReaperCon stuff put away. So all the stuff that came back from ReaperCon, because the way that we've done it for the past couple of years for ReaperCon is that we have all these pallets. Like Courtney sets up all these pallets for whatever like corner of the ReaperCon they go to. So like we have the classroom pallet, we have the Reaper store, we have the registration pallet. And so all that stuff gets put away and inventoried and stored and stuff. But there for a little while after ReaperCon, you know, we had gotten the big restock right before ReaperCon. So the warehouses and stuff were all full and things needed to be moved around, and it was hectic. How are the ghoulie bags holding up? I will be placing an order on Monday. They should be good. You're good from what I've heard. You should be good. All right, let's look at my slideshow from last night. For anybody that that's my dog. She had surgery on Friday last week. I had to leave Reaper early last week, but she's fine. She just had a biopsy on her little chin here underneath, so we had to put this on her so she wouldn't scratch. But the vet thinks she might have an autoimmune disease, so we're just testing for that. But yeah, I forgot that this photo was in there. There we go. This is nice little picture of the new warehouse. I love these these marks. It look like people have been drifting in here, but it's just from these scissor lifts and things. But I'm excited for the new warehouse to be done. As we were talking about last night, they've been putting up these sprinklers. You can see right here and all along here, these black pipes. They're just putting the sprinkler system in. So yeah. Oh gosh, that's the 3rd yawn so far. Jesus, I'm tired. Oh, funny story from this morning. As I woke up in bed, and Sarah was like, "Hey, John, it's 8." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "What do you mean? It's Saturday. I'm sleeping in." And she's like, "It's Friday." I was like, "Oh, you just ruined my day." And so I got out of bed and she goes, "I got you a Red Bull. It's in the fridge." And I was like, "Oh, you made my morning." So she hit me with the 1-2 punch. Dr. Bob says, hold on, I gotta bring this up. So this is a good point right here. Dr. Bob says, by way, Monster Mystery Mix was a great deal. The Monster Mystery Mix was something entirely different than what I was talking about for the Monster Mash idea. I had no idea that this mystery mix was being done. Uh, it was a thing that just kind of happened that I didn't know about. The Reaper Monster Mash idea is something completely different that I haven't had time to work on, to be honest. Between making molds and casting for internet orders and things like that, I haven't been able to do it. So I might compromise and start it at the beginning of the year. Somebody suggested, I think it was Ijala, suggested in the Discord about starting it in May. So we could do kind of an alliteration that way, Monster May Mash thing. But, you know, I could probably do it any time of the year. But next year, for 100%, I will have it done way before Reaper October. And that way we'll start it in the middle of the year leading up to October. So that way we can finish it at the end of October. That's my plan for next year. I will 100% have that done. Because as soon as I get it all done and set up and written up and things like that, it should be easy to just do it every year. But, yeah. March of the Monsters. Yeah, March Monster Madness or something like that. So that's the current plan with that. I just didn't want to start it right now haphazardly and just kind of rush it out. Are they going to add more monster mysteries? Roger says. Let me see here. Pull it up. Are they going to add more monster mysteries? I didn't know. Is it out on the store? The Monster Mystery Mix. They probably only had so many. If I had to guess, the way that Reaper normally does things, if there's things like that laying around, yeah, then they probably won't have any more. I can ask on Monday when we have our meeting, because most of the people will be gone by the time this show ends. The factory will be kind of shutting down. So, yeah. SZ, what is the short version of the Monster Mash idea? Let's see. Let's close this. So let's see. SZ. Let me pull this up. So SZ says, what is the short version of the Monster Mash idea? So the Monster Mash idea is something that I've been wanting to do for October for a couple of years. Just kind of a quick idea is that we take a bunch of different models that you can choose from, maybe offer it as like a mystery box or offer X amount of models that you can choose from. You take parts from those monsters and try to mash them together, like a conversion contest, where you can make your own creation by mashing things together. We have judges and things like that, so it'll be kind of a little bit different than the quarterly contest, and things like that. So that's the idea. Santa's surprise box. Yes, the mystery bundle is a bunch of stuff that was left over from Bones 5 that was in the horror, like Halloween themed things. That's what the mystery mix is. The things that everybody. Hey, Zach. Hey, Mr. Janae. There he is. How's it going? I hope Paint Club's been going okay. Hope it's been going well. Hey, next time you guys have Paint Club stuff, you can take pictures and send them to me. I'll show them off on ReaperLand, ReaperLive. If you have Paint Club pictures, I know some people don't like want their picture taken and stuff, but it's just like kind of the room and kind of what everybody's doing. That'd be cool. Yeah, Ed, that's kind of a good point. So a lot of these community contests, like with this, the conversions and things like that, is that it's kind of getting it out of your comfort zone, like things that you normally don't do. That's kind of what the Reaper Challenge League and stuff is too, because you're competing against yourself and you're just trying to, not competing, but you're just pushing yourself. You have a list of goals and a list of things to do, especially things that you normally don't do, like a specific theme or a limited color palette, things like that. Oh, what's this? What's this, Mr. Janae? We're talking about a coffee shop kind of idea now. Are you talking about with like Dave and Ron or just everybody at Paint Club? Yeah, SZ, I'm glad you like it. Go and take, wait, Darling Creepshow? Go and take lots of photos for me. Oh, you're talking about for the Reaper Paint Club at the game store. Yeah. Oh, Ron and Dave mentioned the idea. Yeah, kind of like what they do at the Warhammer shop here down in town. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, coffee shop sounds great. It's a cool little hangout thing, especially right there off the road. All right, let's get back to these pictures, but keep asking your questions in chat. But if anybody missed it last night, these were the pictures for the new factory. This is going to be the paint area over here. So they're building this little bump out right here, and paint is all going to be over here in this area. All storage and stuff up here. There's this cool new railing that's all up here. I believe this is Cindy's office right here. So this will be Cindy's office. She's kind of like our floor manager, shop manager. So she'll be in here with a cool, nice little window so she can look out. These, I don't know what they're going to be. This might be paint department as well. Darling Creepshow, yeah, you should come to ReaperCon. ReaperCon will be a cool thing. Next year for ReaperCon, I have some ideas for streamers. I want to have like an area where streamers can sign up. Will there be a slide? We have a slide in our current warehouse. In this warehouse, I haven't seen a slide yet, and I didn't ask last night, but there might be one. I'm not sure. Next photo. So this is slightly more to the right of where we were. So this was Cindy's office right here. Boop. This is where the front door is right here. So the front door is back here, and it leads back into like this little hallway with a meeting room and everything like that. What they were talking about last night was Ron's little perch. His office is going to be right here, Ron's office. And so when he comes out of his office, there's this little perch right here that he can stand on, and then he can like address the whole factory. Like, so when you stand here, you can look at the whole factory. But yes. And I think I took these photos like side by side. Yeah. So this continues. This is Kevin and Daryl's office. So Kevin and Daryl are two in-house sculptors. Daryl also does a lot of our painting in-house, and they're kind of like our in-house sculptors. And Daryl does a lot of the 3D printing and things like that. Bathroom right here for the upstairs area. Downstairs bathroom is right here. So everybody in the factory will be going inside this room for the bathroom. Right here, I've been told that this is the meeting room, the conference room, you will say. So we'll see kind of a picture of the inside of that in a second, but that's going to be the conference room. Oh, I think my my chat is messing up. Call. Sheetrocked now, eh? Yeah, his is all sheetrocked. Like a great leader from the days past. Yes. Yeah, he'll be standing up here. He'll come out of his office and he'll address everybody. He'll say, you know, scream people's names or whatever. All right. I got to restart my computer because I want to be able to show off things. But obviously, upstairs bathroom, downstairs bathroom. I don't know what this is going to be. Maybe some kind of supply closet. Not entirely sure. This is on the opposite side of the factory. This is actually casting. Oh, intercoms. We do have an intercom at current Reaper, like the current Reaper factory. Dr. Bob says, good God, has anyone heard of intercoms? We have them. We just don't use it. Like, we don't use the intercoms hardly at all at current Reaper. My issue with it, it's that it's too loud coming from the speakers and things like that, that it just kind of sounds a little bit mumbled. It's like, mur, 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 mur. And in casting is so loud that the casters can't even hear it. So, yeah. All right. But this is going to be casting to my knowledge. So there's going to be everything up here. Sorry, logging back into my laptop. But I don't know what's going to go above casting. Haven't been told that yet. I don't know what's going to be up here, but all the casting machines and stuff are going to be inside of this room right here, which is going to be kind of nice because the big air machine that we use to suck all the air and stuff, like Jerry is his name. We have a big machine. I'm assuming he's going to go outside on the outside of this building, and he's going to have his own little shed in the outside there because he gets really loud. So if he has his own little shed on the outside, he won't be as loud. So then all the air will be sucking through this room, and this room is much smaller than current casting. So it'll be easier to circulate all the air in there, which will be really nice. Hold on. Just coming back to my laptop. 1 second. Got to restart. There we go. I think we're good now. Let me test. Laptop to external. All right, we're good. Laptop's back. All right. But yeah, casting. What is chat saying? So where's all the groovy stuff in the old factory? Hold on. Let's see. So where's all the groovy stuff in the old factory going to be hung up and stuck, or are you going to start a new collection of groovy stuff? I would assume most of the stuff will come over. Like we have the gigantic pirate flag, we have the big Pac-Man, the little goblins up in the rafters, and things like that. All that stuff will come over to the new factory. And things like the scry counters that are all around the building, I'm assuming those will just stay at the old factory and things like that. It's just things that we can't bring over really because they're like stuck in the ground or things like that. Like the break room, like our current break room, it's like the break room was redesigned for 2012 ReaperCon, so it looks all piratey and things like that. I doubt we would just tear that down and bring it over with us. I think that would just stay up how it is. I think. Can't think of a reason why. Let's see. Dr. Bob also asked, is that because metal is going to be phased out? No, it's just a lot smaller. Let me see here. It's just that metal's a lot, like, we're not producing as much metal as we were in the past. So obviously I've been here for 13 years, and I was a caster for 7 years. But back then, 10 years ago, we had 4 full-time casters. And so the casting department was like chugging all day, every day. Now it's just not as busy and not as, there's not enough orders and not enough production of metal going on that we need that much. So I would assume it'll go down to 2 or 3 lines, 1 line for masters, 2 for production. So you don't need a lot of space for all that. So this is kind of a lot smaller space for that. But yeah. Next photo. This is just another shot of the stairs underneath where paint department and stuff was going to be. This is the conference room. So they had the lights in here and they were working. Looks like they're getting all the electrical and the sheetrock and stuff up. You can see they put all the sheetrock up, have all the outlets ready. I'm assuming once they're done with the sprinkler system and all the electrical and stuff like that, they're running all the electrical and stuff through these trusses up at the top to allow it to be built into the walls and stuff. So once that's all done, alarm. But yeah, that'll all be done and ready to go. That's the conference room. This is upstairs on the little walkway. This is going to have a little bump out. So there's a little bump out right here. I think Darling Creepshow was asking about a slide earlier. This is going to be where the forklift will bring pallets up and then put them up here. So we can wheel pallets around up here and then take them down with the forklift. This is kind of like what Ron will see when he comes outside of his office to look at everything. But yes. There's casting over there. You guys can see it. And then paint department will be back here on this back right corner. This is an electrical closet. I don't know where everything is going to go. Obviously, everything is going to kind of be changing as we go through. But For anybody that's taken the tour before, but you guys know the internet department, I think the current plan is that all of the internet department will be put right here, like all right here in this area. So all the internet area will be put right here, which is going to be kind of cool to have all these big gigantic shelves all right here in the middle. And then obviously we'll have these like big outer tracks. So like from here going this way, there'll be like a big track, like kind of like NASCAR going all the way around this way and then back up this way. So it'll be like a circle. So that way we can have a forklift that can zoom around and put crates and pallets and stuff everywhere. So it's going to be kind of like internet's going to be in the center here, all right here in the center. And then everything will work around it. So casting will be over here, paint behind me. Yeah, and then all the normal stuff. So because the way that the current Reaper layout is, it's not very ideal just because you have to go into like multiple different parts of the building through like really annoying doors and things like that. It's just because Reaper's been in that factory since 2004. So we've had to change and move things around and adapt as the company had grown, and things are not in the optimal layout. So it's just kind of not ideal. But this gives us a clean slate to kind of re-lay out everything. And when I give the tours, I come and show this off. But recently, everybody's been asking me why this is open. So you can see back here that this is supposed to be like a solid wall, I think. But they left this big cutout right here. They left this big cutout because there's supposed to be another 10,000 square foot building on the other side of this building. And this is going to be a hallway that connects the two, or like a doorway that connects to that other building. And so they just left it open for now. I guess obviously the light helps, but that's going to be a thing that connects to the other building, the other 10,000 square foot building. Hey, Secret Angel XO, how's it going? It's the first time I've seen this name. Welcome. There you go. Hi, from Secret Angel. How's it going? See Dr. Bob, an umbiculus between the two buildings. Do you think the new building will be done for ReaperCon 2024? I hope so. I don't know what the projected completion date for this is, but I would assume that it would be done before ReaperCon next year. I would assume, but I just don't want to make that solid prediction. I just don't want to make that solid prediction with all that. But I hope so. I think it'd be very cool to show off and have ready and have full production going on in the new factory by the time ReaperCon 2024 goes around. And speaking of ReaperCon 2024, you might be hearing some news about that coming up. I know Ron is waiting on a proposal. If for anybody that doesn't know, our contract was signed for 5 years at the current hotel and convention center for ReaperCon. And this past ReaperCon a couple of weeks ago was the 5th one at that hotel. So the contract has to be renewed. So we are currently in negotiations with them to try to renew and work out all the details and all that stuff. So as soon as Ron and everybody else figures all that out, you guys will also hear about it. So that should be coming up soon. Reaper soon, that's right. All right, next photo. Yeah, just more of the things. Here's a cool picture of the light. This is over by where the upstairs bathroom is. After looking at it, if we go back a few photos, this doesn't look like a lot of space up here. Like up here, like there's some space for walking around. I'm just trying to imagine what it's going to be used for. I just don't know what's going to be up here. Pallets and things like that. I don't know if anybody's going to be working up here to make box sets or what this actual space is going to be used for all up here. But It's not too big, so you can't like just jam pack it full of pallets and everything like that. But who knows? Let's see. There's the sprinkler system in action. This is kind of the newest thing that they've been working on because I think this is the next step. So once you get all the electrical in place, you do your sprinklers. I think Dave last night said that they got to set up the setting it up to the city and having the reservoir and have the gravity feed and all that stuff for the sprinkler. But they're just putting all the pipes in place, and I think this is the next big step in like getting things approved and getting it through the city and things like that. I see some people, Dr. Bob and No Time for Bull, are talking about a 1-to-1 Surf 4 scale would be awesome to put in the new building. I agree. I think he would go really well right out front. So we have this nice little space right out in the front of the building. I don't have a good photo of it, but at least at hand I don't. But I think having a like life-size Surf 4 scale, like 1-to-1, would be very, very, very cool. I can ask Ron and Dave about that. They might pitch, instead of Surf 4 scale, we might pitch like a Sophie. What do you guys think about a Sophie? But I just don't know which Sophie we would do. I think maybe the one that's on the Sophie trophy, where she's like has her sword out. I think that'd be very cool. Yeah. Ron's Roost, 100%. So I think that'd be cool to have a big Surf 4 scale. I think Surf 4 scale would be cool with his sword out and everything like that. Much like the Buc-ee's statue. So here, let me pull up a kind of a reference. Kind of, or like the Blizzard, you know what I mean. So outside of Buc-ee's, they have this big brass statue. Hold on. Open image in a new tab. There we go. Sorry. Laptop to X3. There we go. So much like this. They have this big brass statue outside of Buc-ee's. And so having a large Surf 4 scale, 1-to-1, in this kind of vein outside of the Reaper factory, I think would be very cool. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Giant Sophie cast in bronze? Gosh, that'd get expensive. I think we would just 3D print a large, like, Surf 4 scale. Let's see here. What's his name? Sir Garrick? Yeah, Sir Garrick. Life-size version of this bad boy. So this is the guy we're talking about, for anybody that doesn't know. Surf 4 scale, the infamous. So this would be like a large 1-to-1 knight outside of Reaper miniatures. Another cool thing I think would be cool is to change the logo on his shield to be the Reaper like skull. That might be too far. I don't know how much you want to change the original model. But another cool thing would be to get a mural painted. Like if we got a big mural painted on the side of the factory, I think that'd be very cool as well. He would have to have a bent sword. That's too far. No time for Bull. That's too far. Hey, this guy, this is the metal version. The metal version doesn't have a bent sword. You know what I mean? That's too far. For Sophie, I was thinking, yeah, I don't know if you could go. I don't know if you could go any further than that. Let's see. Like you would have to go with like classic Sophie. This one's kind of cool. Bourbon Street. I like Bourbon Street. This one might be too far. Reclining Sophie, right there. This one would be too far as well. I don't think that's super appropriate. There's Ringmaster. There's so many Sophies to choose from. It's like, how do you choose just one? But I think you would go with something like Troll Slayer Sophie. That's like the really nice, like medium of like traditional Sophie. Here's all the Christmas ones. Ah, this one. You know, something like this. I think this would be a cool thing to like pose with. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Troll Slayer or this one. Yeah, I think this one would be pretty sick. Um, as like to have a big statue outside to pose with. But who knows? Troll Slayer is also a really good one. She's on the previous page. Down on the bottom, Troll Slayer. It's just this one has like a weird, you know, the wings. I think the wings would be really nice, big, thick wings. But that would be cool. But I'm really leaning towards Sir Force Gale, Sir Garrick. Because there's the other ones. But yeah, this guy, Sir Garrick. This would be cool to have like a large version of. I think that'd be sick. Dungeoneer Sophie. Dungeoneer Sophie's really good too. I agree. It's just hard to choose out of how many different Sophies there are, especially to put as a statue. That they just remastered it. Oh yeah, true. But this one would be hilarious, just because I think everybody would want to take pictures with it for the tours and things like that. And it's an iconic meme from Reaper's history. But Sophie's been there since the beginning, so that's just kind of it. All right. I think that was all the photos. I think once we get back to my dog. Oh, here's the big panorama of the whole factory, kind of from left to right. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be kind of exciting because the way that Reaper's currently laid out is that all the different departments are kind of sectioned off from each other. Casting is way in the back of the building. Paint is completely on the other side of the new addition to the factory. Internet is on its own little secluded building as well. Mold making is like way off into in the back of the building in a shipping container. But with this new factory, everybody's going to be all within the same kind of vicinity, and you'll be able to like see everything. Like you'll be able to hear and see, and you don't have to walk very far to go to the other departments. It's going to be very nice. But yeah, being able to see everything and go to the different departments quickly, I think is going to be very nice. I think it's going to be very cool. Next photo, just some more of the building. I took a lot of photos. There's the new sprinkler system, and then I think this might be my dog. Yeah, Springers. She's doing good. She's recovering really well. All right. Let's look at some people's work in progress, shall we? Yeah, new warehouse is going to be cool. I think it's going to be exciting. There we go. All right, let's look at some people's paint jobs, shall we? So we have the Steve. Oh, this was posted today. Let's go back a little bit. I want to like look through some stuff. I just picked a random one. Charles Wallace working on a dark bugbear. Is maybe from 6 years ago. Oh, this is kind of like when you first started painting, and then the new one, Light Bugbear, is the current work in progress. So this one's from 6 years ago, current. I'm trying to see how I've improved. I love it when people do these. We have a whole category in the Reaper Challenge League for an event like this. Let me answer this question real quick. So No Time for Bull asks, is there a plan to remaster Sir Force-Scale and do him in COcast or resin? I haven't heard anything about him coming to COcast, but I can for sure see him coming to COcast at some point, or doing a maybe a resin release for him for ReaperCon next year or something like that. I think we should do something special for him, but I can see him coming to COcast at some point in the future. Okay, let's see. Sivak working on looks like a Dark Souls like model. That's what that looks like to me. Let me see if I can make these bigger. Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. On this side, let's see. We have Sarducci. Last few Q3 RCL entries. He's working on some stuff. Look at his little work. Look at his paint station there. It's pretty sick. Sam working on Oni from the Rising Sun box set. I like the blending on his on the blues there. Those look really nice. I like the blending. The blues to purples. This is a really solid color choice. Mm-hmm. The Steve working on some had to add weight to some of this terrain. They use lead weights, tungsten, and washers. That's funny. Oh, putting it on the bottom right here. So you open it up on the bottom and put a bunch of washers on the inside to try to help weigh it down, especially on the bottom down there as well. That's pretty funny. I mean, also if you do this, they can be magnetized at some point to certain things. So that's pretty fun. Just more. This stuff has consumed my time for too long, he says. Sabak is, what is this from? Does he say? Oh, he doesn't say what it's from. What book is this from? I think is this from the Barrowgate book? I have it over here. I just don't know what page it's in, but I thought the Barrowgate book didn't have colored pages in it, or does it? Maybe some. Because some of the writing looks like it's from. It has red text, but I don't think the Barrowgate book has red text in it anywhere. Anybody know? Because I know Sabak's probably not in chat. Yeah, this isn't from the Barrowgate books, but it's funny because he's looking at this and he's painting our ghost wraith model with his little green in it. The Steve finally worked on it for a whole year. This terrain looks really good. I know a lot of our X-Wing people in the game store and stuff really like Sibak. Oh, he's been doing a lot of Dragonland stuff recently? Cool. I know a lot of our X-Wing guys and a lot of our Warhammer 40K people in the game store want some terrain. So I think we're gonna start working out a deal where I use my 3D printer to print out a bunch of stuff for them for the game store. But haven't heard much. Evil Halfling working on a little diorama piece here. It looks like, are you painting the wood on this base? It looks like you're painting the wood on that base. Look at that, because it's obviously not on the rest of it, but you're just manually hand painting your wood planks. They look good. They look great. Look at that bad boy. Sabak again. It's a fun model. Nice laying out. Oh, the maggot crown. Necronometron's working on the bone sack. This model is always very gruesome and brutal to see painted up. A lot of people paint with like red running and stuff like that. Evil Halfling. Finish these 3. Was this for the RCL maybe? I like this Dark Lord guy. I like this model a lot, especially with all his little tiny tassels and stuff, like the end of his like leather kind of loincloth stuff. But yeah, this model always cracks me up with his pose. He's given, I love you with his little raccoon. This is a Bobby Jackson special. I love this model. Sarducci working on the one of the trolls with his big old club. I like the rusted spikes and the rusted shoulder pad to tie it in together, especially because this particular guy has the chains, like the cuffs around his thing, but it's smart to tie it in with like the belt, his like belt around his waist, his shoulder pad, the spikes, all having that same rusted effect, like they all came from the same place, or they're kind of ramshackle, kind of thrown together. I think that's very smart. More armor, leather, Nightbringer, and the horn should all be all that are left. I kind of like this kind of sparkly blue. That's a cool nebulous. It's giving me like aura borealis effect kind of. Is there a way I can refresh this page? There we go. Just making sure it's all caught up. Next week I might be testing out some new layouts. I have been given it some some new layout stuff for filming and things like that, because I have a video to do for Ron, so I'm going to be working on that. Ooh, Dicey. Hyper Bunny in chat. I don't know if Hyper Bunny's here, but she's working on this bust. It's a print. It will be for a prize tournament. It will be a prize for a tournament. So she's painting it as like for a prize. Look at all the different greens. This is a cool bust. That effect with the teeth, with the sculpting. I wonder if that tooth, yeah, that tooth is pushed all the way up against the upper jaw, I'm assuming. Same thing for this one. Nice, Dicey. I like Steven posting all of his whips, like from step to step. Blue stuff use success. Sarducci's working with some blue stuff, converting 2 bone iron golems into a guardian of Targa for Shadows of Brimstone. Use blue stuff to copy a few parts cast with green stuff. Okay, so you use blue stuff to create a mold of it, and then you used green stuff to make the molds, or to, you know, make the pieces. That's interesting. I kind of like it with the shoulder pads. You're making some shoulder, like big armored shoulder pads. It's giving me like mech. Yeah, it looks like Dicey uses it as well. I wonder if Steven's saying this is done. No, it looks like he's still working on the base, maybe. This is cork board. Really sick cork board. What do you mean, Cranky Dog? If I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. I drank too much water before. I've been doing this for the past couple of weeks, if you guys have noticed. Leading up to ReaperLand, I have lunch right before this, so I drink a bunch of liquid, and then I drink a bunch of water before. So I start panicking at the end of the show because I have to go to the bathroom a lot. Oh, here it is. Golds are done, so he was working on the golds of the chest piece. Black leather and the mace. Clean up the fiddle with the main armor some, and then do the rivets. I like that he's been working on it, you know, working on piece by piece. Let's open in the browser so we can get like a bigger look, closer look. Look at that. Working on the leather with the blue, the gold with the highlights, right, chat? This is the highlights that he's working on, that he was talking about. These little highlight marks here. Obviously, I'm the painting noob. So I do like his, like the muscles, kind of like a tanned muscle with the highlight. You know, I've picked up a few things over the years looking at people's paint jobs and watching streams. This is Verminard. Oh. Look at that golden mask with the highlights. Ding, ding, ding. You can see where he marked all the highlights. Because from far away, it looks really good with the highlights. I like the leather. Like this kind of blue leather with the gold accents. Verminard. Sick. I love the Dragonlance books. Where's that mini from? I don't know. You can ask Steven on the Discord, but I know it's a Dragonlance model, but or a model that he's painting to be like a Dragonlance model, but I don't know if it comes from something specific. Here's some more of the Sarducci working on his blue stuff, green stuff. Turning a Reaper Golem into a Frog God Games robot. That's funny. Nice Nice sculpting on the using your green stuff there with the adding little pipes and everything like that. That's fun. That's cool. The peasant, work and pay, adding some reaper figs to bulk out this regiment of spear frogs. I wonder what game this is for. But these look like a lot of fun. Spear frogs. Let's see. Remnard was my name in Photon. That was always cool. Lieutenant Fluey. Oh, I love Dragonlance. Yeah, it was my first book series that I actually like completed. Look at all these little frogs. These look like fun. I wonder if all the bases are like, I wonder if they're all connected or they're all each individual pieces. It looks like they're all individual pieces, but they're all on the same base. And they're obviously built up correctly because it has like a rounded corners on these bases. And then wrapped around. I love that he has Bufo in there. I wonder if Bufo takes up 2. It looks like he takes up 2 squares. Bufo is my favorite model in this regimen. Plus, I like this weapon. I like this weapon over here. This big kind of like dragonfly wing, fairy wing weapon. I think that's cool. But you need to paint this Bufo up. He's a lovely model if you haven't painted Bufo. I thought he was a contest piece a little while ago, but he wasn't. He needs to be one if he's not. Duck Nuck 84, working on Lord Soth. That's cool. Cool paint job on the waist, on his little waistbands there. Oh, there's the peasant. He's painting a Bufo. We're catching up. We went back pretty far, so we're catching up. Checkpoint in between feeding bottles to his baby. Oh, congratulations, peasant. She let me rock her in the bouncer while base coating. This is Bufo, if anybody hasn't seen Bufo. And it does look like he made a custom base for it, maybe, or laser cut. It looks like he might have MDF cut some base, like you can see down here, that he probably painted black on the other ones. But just to make it even, looks like I'm going to ask the peasant if he laser cut them. If you're in chat, let me know. But working on Bufo's skin. I like that he made his like belly from his under neck all the way down to like that orange. I love that he's wearing an apron too with his cleaver. This is just like such a cool, like, he's like a frog, a gigger, or like some kind of shop person in a swamp town or something like that. And I figured if he was an NPC, he would have like some kind of like Creole accent, like he's from Louisiana. No offense, Quindy. But Quindy doesn't have an accent, I don't think. But, you know, that traditional kind of bayou accent, especially if he's like an NPC and he like uses his spear to like catch frogs or like catch other animals, big fish. Then he uses his cleaver to like chop them up. I know Quindy's getting like she's like end of her day for work and stuff, so she's probably not paying too much attention. So got you. Got him. I love Bufo. Such a cool model. I too am doing frogs, but little ones. So far, I have done the lily pads. So these are like the demon frogs. You have a very New Orleans accent. These are cute bases with their little frog, with their little lilies. Good highlights too. Good colors. Always paying attention. You are. Well, oh, wait. What is that? What is that from? What is this cow from? Heavy mod for RCL, sculpting a saddle and bridle for green stuff. Because I don't think that's not our cow. I don't think. That's so funny. They added a cowboy hat. They took a cowboy hat off of another model, probably. This is hilarious. Chopped it off the base, chopped his loincloth off right here, and you know, maybe cut the horns off the cow. And because these horns look like they came from a different model, possibly. This is funny. This is a funny conversion. Who's working on that? Festus? Shout out to Festus. Got started on Cynthia. This is the Halloween witch from a couple years ago. Sculpted by Julie, I think, or Bob. I think it was Julie though. Cynthia the Wicked. I don't know if green users are in chat. You can let me know. Agent, working on old Ralpartha, Tellery Mini. Oh, you know what? You know, next week I'll take a bunch of photos of a special gift that I received from ReaperCon from Carrie Michael Cosby, and I'll show off all those paint jobs. That's what I'll do next week. That'll be a big thing for next week. Great piece I picked up from Adepticon for Orktober. He's like drinking a 6-pack of like some kind of drink. Has an S on it. Is that Slurp? If I remember correctly, Slurp. Is that from Futurama? Friday afternoon chili dogs? I wish. Oh, Anna's painting Cynthia this week. Nice. Oh, Sabak's working on he's working on the promo for this month. The Bugbear. I love how close we can get. The Bugbear. Look at his like dark shadows. Oh, it looks like he's doing some kind of like bronze plating armor. Obviously wooden riveted shield. Things like that. I like this model a lot. Look at his little axe. This is a 3D print for this month. He's cool, especially look at his little teeth. When you get this model for yourself, if you got the free model this month, look at his little teeth when you get him. The actual model itself. Very detailed, small little teeth. It's pretty cool that we could do that now. I like that hobby holder too. That looks like a Jacob Jansen hobby holder, but I could be wrong. Z Mishkal, working on the Frost Maiden, I think. The Barbarian Frost Girl. Blue themed character. Yeah, I mean she's kind of frost, frost themed. Oh, Nephlite working on Grim Talon. Also getting sick of feathers. Yeah, that's what a lot of people said when they were painting this for the large monster contest. I think back in like 2018, 2019. Grim Talon was a contest piece. Saw a lot of cool entries that way. But yeah, these feathers look great. Let's get a closer look. Look at all that detail. I mean, kind of reminds me of what when Anne was painting feathers. I know there's a bunch of different techniques on how to do feathers and things like that, but this looks solid. Very kind of wintry blue. I wouldn't say like Bird of Paradise because it's not as pastel and not as bright, but yeah, looks sick. And who was that? Nephlite. Sarducci working on Graveyard Display Base. Obviously, you can see where his models were going to be. Looks very muddy. Looks very broken. This is the Graveyard Fence set that comes with the tombstones. Looks great. That's a good start to a base there. I started in the hobby help section. This was from Cassie. I have the opportunity to repaint our LGS's Maljakar as a project. Oh, so she was stripping it? Nice to see the old bones handles the wire brush well. Okay, so you're using a wire brush to kind of do that. Just like teeth. Yeah. Looks like they're stripping their Maljakar. Oh, who's this? Dr. Spaceman working on the bust. Let's see, what did he say down here? Picking up a bust I left alone for a few months. I like the orange and emerald. I do. I think that's a cool color combination. Not really a fan of the violent pink horns. I think it's okay. It's giving me very, like, I like the green and the pink gold aesthetic. It feels very royal, very flowery, very floral. That's what it's giving me. But I do like the scales. Look at that. That's cool. That's really hypnotic patterning coloring there. You doing the small alternating scales, and then all the big scales are solid colors with the spine being a solid color as well. I do kind of like the correlation between the pink eyes with the pink tipped horns there. How are we feeling the pink horns, chat? I generally like them. Looking at it far away, let me see. I generally like it. It's giving me kind of like poison tipped thorns. It's kind of, it's giving me very floral, flowery dragon. It also gives me like regal. That's really cool, Dr. Spaceman. Mm-hmm. Had some 3D printed coral. Oh, those look good, Sabak. Some 3D printed coral. That looks fun. I know this is I think DKS sculpted this. This was the Sea Bard from Pathfinder. I love that she plays her conch as her weapon. Poisonous Snapdragon. Yeah, I like that. It gives watermelon vibes. Yeah, it's giving watermelon. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Carrie Michael Cosby. Look at this, guys. If anybody's just joining, look at this new tool that I got. Look at that. This is going to be very nice. Look, and it even has your profile picture, Carrie. This is going to be really useful for Reaper Live. So when people are asking questions and things like that, it'll be really easy for me to pull up questions like this so the other guys can, so we know what we're talking about and kind of what we're answering. But yeah. Oh yeah, Quindy says it looks like an orchid. So you can see, I like them. It looks like an orchid. I agree. And then Mr. Janae here says it looks like a poisonous snapdragon. I agree with you. It's pretty sick. I'm excited for that tool for Reaper Live. It's going to be a really useful tool for Reaper Live. Oh, here's Count Ehrlich doing a little mock-up, iPhone mock-up. Maybe a yellow-green to bridge the cool green and the warm ambers. Here's a crude mock-up. Yeah, a little Procreate action, a little iPhone action. Valendar's idea looks pretty good to me as well. Yeah, with the, I think his idea was to do orange. Where's Valandar? Maybe just shift it more to golden brown. Look at this. I like the people offering ideas in the Discord. Ooh, clavicus. I like that blending of the like soft tissue on the swamp troll there. Ooh, look at that freehand. Model from Kingdom Death Monsters. All Reaper paints. Just had to push my freehand skills. Yeah, Athena. Working on freehand skills. That's fun. Look at this. You even added some highlights into the freehand as well. Look at that. Ding. Just marking the top of it. That looks good. I wonder if that was your first time. Was that your first time doing freehand? I don't know. What did she say? Decided to push my freehand skills. Yeah, by doing the King's Crest. Oh, Clavicus? Oh yeah, Clavicus. Hey, you're in chat. Yeah, I really like the blending on his belly. And you made his little like sores like a pinkish color. That's fun. Also, the browns look really good on the spines. Really like it. 2 Reapers and a Foundry. This is one of the coolest mouselings that we have from Agent. This looks like it is a part of the Dragons Don't Share, or maybe it isn't ours. That's a fun little base. The Steve, this was from today, working on a bunch of doors and stuff. Working on maybe a big dungeon or some kind of dungeon crawl or something like that. And Rings, obviously, when we started the show, he probably just put this in here. But I know that Rings was working on this. He had the green. Oh, you did a tartan pattern on the back. Look at that. Oh, I can't zoom in? Why won't it let me zoom in? There we go. It won't let me like click to zoom. But I love the tartan pattern on the back. It's giving Scottish vibes. Oh, that's Nethermall's base. I knew it, Clavicus. I knew it. I knew it. It looked familiar. I love this shield. It's very fun. Colors choices are very fun. I like this dark brown. The armor looks really good. Let's see what the other. Let's look at the front. Because I know you sculpted the braids on, didn't you? You sculpted the braids on. I remember seeing the green. You sculpted a few things. That's sick. His little medallions, the NMM with the highlighted. I love his boots too. I think you altered, didn't you alter the boots? I think you altered the boots as well. Yeah, you did. I see. He said yeah in chat. Yeah, from Rings Raccoon. Yeah. All right. That's fun. I like looking at whips. I like looking at whips. I know we went back quite a bit and we caught up. So if you guys are working on stuff, post it in the whips. I like looking at them. I think it's a good little thing to kind of come check every now and then. And we'll go look at the show off painted stuff as well at some point. A lot of stuff to look at. So yeah. Let's see who's on tonight. So let me swap to let's just put it on that screen for a second while I look for who's streaming right now. Who's online? Does anybody have anybody they want to raid? Yeah, the boots needed shutting. Yeah, I noticed that you kind of thickened up the boots a little bit. They're like they look like it's giving me Lord of the Rings kind of that big World of Warcraft, like very angular kind of sharp edges on the boots. Hitch is on. I think I like Hitch. He's not a art creator, but I like Lich a lot. Let's see. My friend from high school's on. There's Miniatures Den is on. Steel Toes, that's right. Steel Toes. You like big boots and you cannot lie? We can raid Miniatures Den. How long has he been on? How long has he been streaming? Is he about to end? He's been on for 8 hours. So we should definitely go raid Miniatures Den. He's been on. He's probably going to end soon, but he's been online for quite a bit. So let's go give him a little big boost of encouragement. What do you guys think? All right, we're gonna be raiding Miniatures Den. I'm gonna start the raid now. I'm gonna go to the ending soon screen. Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next week. Yeah, we'll see you next week. All the shows are like normal. I'll be showing off some painted stuff that I got at ReaperCon and maybe a few other ideas that I want to show. But, you know, I'm always full of ideas. But have a good weekend. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Tell Luca we said what's up. Bye.